Hello, welcome to this lesson where we're looking at the volume of a cone. Okay, so before we get to look at what is involved in detail, I want us to copy these brief notes just to give us an understanding of what is involved there. Sorry, I don't have enough space. Okay, let's see here. If you want, you can even have this example as well. Okay, this is progress 11. So now let's look at the questions. Let's look at the questions here. Let's look at the questions that are involved here. First of all, in the other lesson, I was looking at the surface area of a cone, and then here we are looking at the volume of a cone. Now, there's one thing that I want you to understand from the formula here. The volume of a cone is given by this formula, 1/3 multiplied by the base area. Base area multiplied by h. And this h is the perpendicular height of the cone. If you remember when we were talking about area, we were using the slant height. We needed the slant height. When we were looking at surface area, we were using the slant height. Now, when we are dealing with volume, we want to find the base area. What is the base area? What we have here, it's a circle, and this is the area of a circle. That is why, where is base area here, we did what? We've put the area of a circle because that is what we have as a base. Then multiplied by the perpendicular height. Okay? That is very important for you to know. So if you have been given the area of a circle in advance, you should know that just put it here. Because there are times maybe when they'll give you, find the volume of a cone that has an area base. The area base is already calculated. So you're going to start looking for what is your radius and stuff like that. So you should know that here, this is the area base. And what is the area base? We're looking at the area of a circle. And our h in this case, it's the perpendicular height. The perpendicular height of a cone. Perpendicular height of a cone. That is what we are looking at here. So, let us look at the examples. How do we apply the examples? How do we apply the examples? How do we apply the examples? Okay? How do we apply the examples? So, we are going to start from this one. We'll be going up. We'll start with 3. The volume of a cone is given by this formula, 1/3 multiplied by the area base. The area base of a cone is a circle, and then multiplied by h, which is the perpendicular height. So now, we have 1/3 multiplied by 3.142, which is our pi. Then radius, what is our radius here? This is, and radius, yeah, our radius, and radius is 2 centimeters, okay? Radius is 2 centimeters. Now, radius is supposed to be squared. So, 2 squared, it's 4, okay? Multiplied by our vertical height. Vertical height is the same as the perpendicular height. So, our vertical height here is what? 5. So, this is the same as, we can, let's multiply here. Let's get our calculators and multiply to see what we're going to get. What are we going to get? Let's multiply. So, if you want, you can treat it like this also, where you multiply all these, then divide by 3. Okay? So we have 3.142 multiplied by, this is 20, multiplied by 20, multiplied by 20. Then we divide this by 3. We're getting 20.946, stuff like 20 point, this is what I'm getting. Okay, then let's see if we say 1 divided by 3 multiplied by 1.4 multiplied by 1.42 multiplied by 20. Okay, so either way, whether you multiply these ones then divide by 3, or you start with 1 divided by 3, you'll still be able to get the same answer. The volume is going to be equal to 20.9 centimeter cubed. This is our volume. I have rounded off to 3 significant figures. That is what we are getting. This is what we are getting here. Okay? This is what we are getting. I hope you are following. Then we go to the next question. The next question is asking us to find what? The next question is asking us to find the next question is asking us to find the, what is it asking us to find? Okay. So now, a cone has a perpendicular height of what? 4. This one. A cone has a perpendicular height of what? 4. This is our 4. And then it has the diameter of 6. And you know that the diameter is this whole line from this point up to the last one. This is supposed to be 6. This is supposed to be 6. But what we need in our formula is what? It's radius. So 6, you divide it by 2. You're going to get 3. Okay? You're going to get 3. Then we come to our formula, where we are saying this, it has to be multiplied by the area base, then h. 1 over 3 multiplied by pi, which is 3.142. Radius is equals to 3 squared multiplied by 4. Okay. So we go on here and say 1 over 3 multiplied by 3.142 multiplied by, this is 9 multiplied by 4. What are we getting? We're getting 36. Okay. 3.142 multiplied by 12. Okay. This and this one. 3 into the 36 is 12 times. Or even at this point we could have removed, we could have cancelled 1 3 there. So at this point we can multiply 3.142 multiplied by 12. What are we getting? We are getting 37.074. If this has to be given to 3 significant figures, as in most cases the exam guides, supposed to be 37 this is what we are going to have as our answer. Are we together? This is what we're going to have as our answer here. So we have the last question to look at. I hope you're following. So we have the last question to look at. The last question. What is the last question asking us to do? What is the last question asking us to do? Okay, a cone has a slant height of what? Okay, now what you have been given is the slant height. Take note, slant height is this one. This is the slant height. And the radius is also given as what? 5. Now, I told you that what we need in this formula when we are dealing with volume, what we need is the perpendicular height or the vertical height. So we need to use this slant height to assist us to get the what? The vertical height, which is this h. So we are going to say this slant height is represented by the letter L. So we say, going by Pythagoras theorem, if this is our h and this is our r, this is supposed to be h squared plus r squared. Now, our interest here is this h. H is what we do not know. So we are going to say L squared minus R squared is equals to H squared. Excuse me. So to get the value of H, we need to take the root on both sides. So H is equals to the square root of L squared minus R squared. Please take note of this one. Take note of this one. There are also times when you can be given the slant height as well as the vertical height, but you do not know radius, because radius you need to have it for you to find the volume. So you are going to do basically the same thing, except that now you are going to be taking h the other side. Here you are going to have h if you are finding radius. Okay? Because when we are dealing with volume, we need the perpendicular height perpendicular height and the radius. So if one of those is missing, then we have to find. So in this case now we come and say h is equals to, what is our slant height? Our slant height is minus squared minus what? 5 squared. So the square of 12 is what? 144 minus 25. So h is equals to, can we subtract? What are we getting? What are we getting here? Let's do the subtraction. What are we getting? 4, and you have 25. Okay, this is 14. 14, what are we getting? 9, isn't it? You have got 9. What did you remain with here? What did we remain with here? We remain with a 3. 3 minus 2, it's 1, and then you also have 1. Okay? So what are we getting? You are going to get 19. Okay? We are going to get 19. Or, if you don't want that, you can do it on your calculator here, where you are going to say 12 squared minus 5 squared. Okay? This, you do this on your calculator. You should be able to get that, which is the same as where you are going to find the square root of 1. This is supposed to be 1 here. Square root of 119. What are you getting? You're getting the same thing, isn't it? It's the same thing that you got even at first. So h will be equals to 10.9. H is equals to 10.9. H is equals to 10.9. Okay? H is equals to 10.9. So we can now say, we go back to our formula. Our formula for finding the volume of a cone is this one, which is 1 over 3 multiplied by pi, which is 1 over 3, 1.142 multiplied by radius, which is 5. Radius is 5 here. And it's supposed to be squared, so it will be 25. Okay, then multiplied by height, which we just found as 10.9. This is what we are going to work with. So we can write this. We have 1 over 3. We have 1 over 3 multiplied by 1.142 multiplied by 25 multiplied by 10.9. This one. This is what I'm getting. What are you getting? That's what I'm getting, which is 285.398. To 3 significant figures, it will be what? 285 centimeters cubed. This is what we are going to have. This is what we are going to have, and we should be able to work with, even if you are given that, like in this case, if the question gave you the volume of a cone, then maybe radius is not given, height is given, you should be able to work it out like that. Where you have volume is given, then volume is given, radius is given, and h is what you don't have. I think it's very easy for you to work out, because you're going to have 3v is equals to hr squared. Then to find this one, you just have to divide this, you bring it this side, pi r squared. This is going to give you height. So it depends on how the question is going to be phrased in the exam. We may not exhaust all the possibilities that the marker or the examiner is going to think of when giving you. So the idea is that you must get the concept. The idea is that you must get the concept. Okay? The idea is that you must get the concepts. And just to remind you what we looked at in the other lesson, where we were looking at the area of the total surface area of a cone. We have our cone here. Okay? In the previous lesson, this is our. So we were saying this is radius, this is our slant height, and this is our. Now, if you remember, for area we were saying pi slant height plus, this is the formula that we were using. Okay? This is the formula that we were using. Now, there's a difference when we come to volume. When we come to volume, we are using the perpendicular height. So please get to understand the difference there. So I am going to give you some questions that will be combining both for your exercise, just to make sure that we have okay. So there are these questions here. This is Progress Grade 11 textbook. Oh. They're not clear. They are not clear. Let me try to change. Okay, look at those two questions on the board. Look at those two questions on the board, I think. Forget about what I displayed from the book. Look at those two questions on the board. You can do those two. After those two, I also want you to look at question 4 here. I also want you to look at question 4 here. Question 4. This height, we're talking about perpendicular height, total surface area. That's for the curved surface as well as the circle, which is the base, then volume. So this question combines all the aspects, even the area which we dealt with in the previous lesson. Okay? So these 3 questions are enough. under this part. Thank you so much. Please make sure you subscribe to this channel so that all the videos that we are uploading, you are able to watch them in order for you to adequately prepare for exams. Thank you so much.